What's up, everyone? It's the interview queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
All right, hello, True Heel Heat. I'm the AEW World Champion MJF. Just in case you're deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or since you listen to this podcast, or you're listening to True Heel Heat, and I apologize for that.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble, episode 172. Fear the House, discussing last night's AEW Dynamite for November 13th, 2024. And of course, to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the man of 55,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling. As always, it is Jimmy Macram.
Well, ladies and gents, how the hell are you? I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, I also hope you enjoyed your coloring book you fucking colored in this morning, making pink elephants and red giraffes. Good job. No disrespect.
No disrespect at all, right?
I don't know.
So someone enjoyed the show. They coloring books. Nope.
Yes,
I think that's worthy.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Color outside the lines. Run around the house in your fucking helmet. They don't let you take off.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
After a while, do you even care? Like, the kid's safe. Do you even care about the noise you hear in the back? When I put the holes in that wall, is that yours? This dumb kid bangs his head against the fuck. Hey!
You talking about a dumb kid or Goldberg?
People always talk about Russo and Bischoff. How about Goldberg putting his hand through a fucking limousine? How about that killed WCW, you fucking idiot? How about he killed Bret Hart? How's that? It's a menace.
Well, thank you guys for joining us live for another AEWramble. This is going to be a great classic review as usual. So we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat if you're watching us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. You can sound off in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, we want to show some love to us at AEWramble and show your support for our AEW Dynamite reviews. You can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And we always appreciate the support. We do got a super chat donation from Genesis J to start us off. Thank you so much, Genesis J. He says, "Great show. This crowd was straight trash."
All right.
Sure. I won't stand up here and be like the show was a great show or that it was on par with the last 2 weeks of really good shows. But yeah, this crowd was really bad. Like the loudest they got was when someone said the wrong city.
I was wondering what the fuck they were chanting. What is this? Oh. Now what do you want? What's the same Swerve?
Just stop. I'm gonna stand on this mountain. I'm gonna die on this hill. Stop running these big ass buildings. Like, I don't understand.
I give up. I think he says it's easier to set up his equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
So what? It sounds awful. What's the point of setting up equipment if it sounds awful? It did the whole point of setting up shit right? Whatever.
We got G Loke in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. He says, "What it do? Smash up that like and let's go." Moxley may be coming to an end. Rush gave Swerve a little run for his money.
A little run? No, he gave him quite the fucking run. Most dangerous man on the planet. Fucking getting taken to the limit by midgets. What are we doing?
No, now we're insulting Leo Rush. I like
Leo Rush. Even though I assume him and Swerve are friends. Do you know if that's true or not?
Yeah, I think so.
That shit was so close. He gave him so much offense. I like these niggas got to be friends. Then I was like, what? I mean, they're both black, I guess. Then I looked up their wives. I saw Leo Rush's wife. And went, oh, okay. I see why they get along. Fair enough.
Oh, you always break up.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
You know them nigga bitches ain't shit. You ain't never lied about that, brother. Fair enough.
Why are you this way? I don't understand.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Hey, get along with who you get along with. I'm not knocking this.
Oh man, this is funny because Alexander Fitzgerald says, "As much as I hate WWE doing it, AEW should have piped in crowd noises." LOL. Yeah, you're the one that was like, it felt like. Yeah, he also said the crowd sounded like a New Japan Pro Wrestling crowd, quiet as fuck. Not even New Japan Pro Wrestling, because New Japan Pro Wrestling, you'll have the crowd get really into like the last 5 minutes of like any and every match on certain cards. But like this was New Japan in the pandemic. You would have thought the crowd was not allowed to cheer.
It was wild. I was like, holy shit. I mean, there's 4 relatively big stars in the ring. Well, 3 in Juice. I like Juice, but come on. It's like, why are you so quiet?
I like Juice, but
Come on now. Why are you so quiet? Holy shit. Oh, well. Fuck it.
Yeah, I knew. I was like you. I knew exactly from the first match. I was like, oh, it's this one. Is this one of those crowds? One of those crowds.
I mean,
You're in enemy territory already. You're in Connecticut, so
enemy territory. Oh, that'd be. I thought you were talking about the makeup of the crowd. This is his fucking Connecticut.
They didn't even spread out the crowd properly. Like when they had like fighting in the crowd, I see fucking empty seats, and I'm just like, what are we doing? What do we do? Is this like a record low crowd for the year? Like, I know it dipped below the last time they were there in 2022. So,
well, to be fair, you said that on most weeks. You'd be right. You fucking take a guess. It did less than last.
Myron Kidd says, "Why book these big arenas if you're not even gonna do the to pyro anymore? Might as well book small venues at this point."
I'm gonna tell you why. I think here's my actual reason. It's really hard to go backwards. It's really hard. Like ECW can do small arenas because they're ECW, and they started small arenas. You can keep doing small arenas, and when you start big, it's hard to admit that you can't go big anymore. It's a hard thing. And same reason Tony Khan won't quit booking, because you're admitting a small version of failure. He refused to do that.
Yes, you're right there. You're right there. Derek saying, excited for Darby and Claudio next Wednesday on Dynamite, but I wish it was at Full Gear. The trios titles will probably be on the line at the pay-per-view. I don't know who's going to be the challengers for the trios championships, but I will say I do agree. I did think that the Claudio Darby match was getting billed for Full Gear.
I did not. I did not think it was getting built for Dynamite either, but I'm happy to have it because it's something to look forward to. At least that match will make sense. For the other 5 matches on the show, probably not.
What, next week?
Yeah.
Why doesn't next week not make sense to you?
Because this week didn't make sense. So why the fuck would next week make sense? They got my hopes up. I'm being bitter. I admit, I'm bitter. They got my hopes up those last 2 weeks. They ain't gonna hold you. I was like, we turned the corner here. We have not turned the corner here.
we actually just went in a circle. Turn the corner, you like, shit, I feel like I've been down this hallway.
Like, God damn it.
I will say I'm not as down on this episode as you are, but I will say, yes, it was below the last 2 weeks. And yeah, there was some stuff on the show. I like some of the booking decisions, and other ones I'm just like, what are we even doing anymore?
Well, why? I'm so very confused. Good Lord.
We also got another super chat donation. So here's the first one for Genesis J.
Because he wants me to work with pricks constantly. That's what it is.
Nevertheless,
and this one is for our good brother Will Chisholm with the super
I'm
chat
serious.
donation.
I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Where's all this fight supposed to be at?
When Trump won, Will says, when Trump won, I heard Swerve started doing the Swerve dance. LOL. Britt looked like she didn't want to be there. Like me, that US title looks good.
Yeah, Britt did look like she was pretending to be Britt Baker. It felt weird to me. Then she did the thing. Her pyro didn't go off. I was like, oh shit.
I think another thing is that it feels like the women's division has evolved past Britt Baker. That she's still trying to be the Big Baker from 2021 or like 2020 when she was the top star, the top draw in the women's division, and that women's division has already moved kind of past her in the time that she was out previously last year.
All that feels accurate, but like evolved past her in the way they've been booked. That doesn't feel right.
No, I will say, since All In, it's like they're trying to meet each other in the middle. Britt, you just got to show up. We're going to get the women's division back to where it was when you were a star because of how they booked it since All In. But I'm talking about from the period of she came back in like June. So I'm saying from September of last year to June of last year, we were the first people on any of these YouTube channels or any of these podcasters that was noticing the effort and the focus was back on the women's division. Like a good 4 months before everybody else realized, was like, you know what, they actually got it better. We were saying that since like right after All Out last year, that they were focusing on Julia Hart and Timeless Tony Storm. Then Mariah May came in and they're building that storyline. You got Thunder Rosa come back. She gets a great matchup on pay-per-view with Timeless Tony Storm. They had different women coming in. They had Mercedes come in, who was kind of the big star that everybody was like, oh, they're going to build the women's division around her. But at the same time, Mercedes coming in really put the spotlight back on Willow. And it made Willow into a bigger star than she was in that period. And then Britt finally comes back, and it's like, well, I probably would pick a couple of these other girls that you have here already before I get to Britt.
Certainly. She definitely needs a change of some kind. Like, if your whole gimmick is, I'm the biggest star here, and you're not the biggest star here, it's definitely going to feel weird. I mean, she had a character before, then she gave it up to be fucking a mean girl, and then a mean girl babyface. I don't know. She needs something.
Mean girl, baby face pop.
Yeah, see, what the fuck are we doing? Watch. Her character hasn't changed at all. She's just an ass. We'll see. I will say they're not doing any fucking favors. She goes like that cold against Penelope Ford. Are you fucking serious? All right,
After her former bodyguard or former second beat her ass in like 5 minutes last week.
They sent her a message.
We also got a super chat donation from Alexander Fitzgerald. Thank you so much, Alexander, for the support. As always, we appreciate it here.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
He says, whoever is making those Julia Hart vignettes, give them a raise. There was only one thing from AEW Collision this week that I sent Jimmy over the weekend, and then we got the second version of it on this show. What do you think about the Julia Hart vignettes overall, if you did watch the one I sent you?
They're fine. See, I try not to steal my friend's joy away. He was very excited about it. That's why I didn't say anything. This is amazing. I went, this is okay. I didn't say anything. I want him to enjoy it.
I'm not enthused.
It was good, but like it felt like a promo you should have done when she first turned. Otherwise, it just feels kind of goofy. She's not a cheerleader anymore. I thought we were over that a while ago. What are we doing? I'm confused. What is that?
It's telling the story. It's telling the story of how she went from cheerleader to the princess of the dark hold.
But we watched it though. We watched it.
Some people maybe it's new to the product and didn't see it.
No, let me tell you something. You see them numbers? There's nobody watching who wasn't already watching 2 years ago. Everybody was watching and watched 2 years ago. We all saw it. All of us saw it. All of us.
I love that. Oh, we got Brandon Brown, who's been a member for 13 months. Thank you so much, Brandon Brown, for the support. You can hit the join button and become a member of the channel for just $1 a month. Gets you exclusive in-chat perks and exclusive content. So thank you so much, Brandon Brown. And we got Ricky, who says Julia is writing these promos. So okay, for her. I did not know.
She should keep writing. She might have a career in writing. She got about 3 years left in this fucking wrestling thing.
3 years, really?
Yeah. I mean, maybe Vince. Although maybe Trips to give her a call, but I don't know. I'd be a little concerned.
So you're saying this AEW 3 years left?
Yeah, unless you're telling me Tony Khan's going to retire in the next year and a half, maybe. Yeah, it's over. This is done. I'm ready to call it. I'm ready to call it over on this. Lashley and Moxley thing too. Those things are over too. I thought those were going to be things that could maybe right the ship, but I'm ready to call it. It's not bad yet. I want to be clear about this. But it was like, didn't you stay up to watch the fucking election? Like, I looked at it and it was, well, let's say Pennsylvania. I looked at it, it was like 70-30 Kamala. And then I looked back 2 hours later and it was 60-40. I went, this is over. It's not over yet, but it's over. Because she's about to lose this fucking thing. That's how I feel watching Moxley and Lashley. Oh, it ain't over yet. But this, yeah, I see where we're heading. Wrong direction. This is over. Lashley's about to go 50-50 with the guy who went 50-50 with Leo Rush. This thing is over. This thing is done. I'm calling.
He did not go 50-50 with Leo Rush.
I'm calling. It's over.
Oh, God. This guy. Myron Kidd says crazy that TNA is about to outlast AEW.
TNA is about to be a shining light for knowing your place. It's never reached too high. Just stay a bum forever. Good job.
Never strive for more. It's not meant for you. You're like fucking Nike in his head from the Bear. I'm never gonna be that guy.
That's fucking fantastic.
We got Ricky, who also says, hopefully Julia comes back at Full Gear to help Kings of the Black Throne win the belts. So there we go.
I think Jamie Hayter's next, is she not? Unless that was a production mistake.
Yeah, I mean that's what it felt like from last night. But let's get into last night's show. I think we've already said our thoughts on the crowd. Any other thoughts on this Bridgeport, Connecticut crowd?
No, they're pretty ass. I don't even care how many people were there. Dude, it was 1,000 people. They were still ass. You were ass for 1,000 people.
Ass for 1,000 people. There you go. We did have some good news because Nigel McGuinness was once again on commentary this week alongside Tony Schiavone and Excalibur. And we actually started off with a match, which was very refreshing over the last couple of weeks that the show has started off with promos. So it was nice to start off with the match off the start. And it was the Bang Bang Gangs, Switchblade Jay White and Juice Robinson versus Hangman Adam Page and Christian Cage. You had the two heels teaming up together for the first time here. We get evenly paced back and forth between Page and White. We did see various times Christian and Hangman not being always on the same page, but never to the can they coexist type of way. Cage immediately hit a hard buckle, allowing Robinson to tag in. He started firing off the quick jabs until Page got the attention away, allowing Christian to hit a reverse neck breaker. Robinson was sent outside to the Patriarchy, and Nick Wayne kicked him in the stomach. We get back inside. Robinson was lit up with corner attacks. Wayne tried to size up Robinson again outside on the floor with the referee distracted. But this allowed Hook to come from the crowd and grab up Nick Wayne, getting a measure of revenge for what the Patriarchy has put him through. We get that allows it to be basically 2-on-2, even though Kip Sabian and Mother Wayne are at ringside. They don't get involved until the very end of this one. You get Robinson gets the hot tag to Jay White, and how good Jay White is. The fact that he's been able to smoothly kind of go over his in-ring style, and it just meshes so well, even as a babyface, has been really remarkable to watch. You get a lot of reversals down the stretch. You get Hangman at one point. He looks like he's trying to go for the moonsault slam. He instead has to hit an avalanche fall-away slam on Robinson. You get Jay White's looking for the Blade Runner on Christian as well as on Hangman. Hangman goes for the buckshot lariat, but he grabs him. He's able to put him down, but eventually Mother Wayne distracts the referee long enough for Kip Sabian to use the Christian Cage world title contract case over the head of Juice Robinson, which allows Hangman to hit the dead eye for the 1-2-3. The heels pick up the win. Commentary correctly pointing out that it took 4 people to beat the Bang Bang Gang on this occasion, but Hangman Adam Page has some momentum heading into his rematch against Switchblade Jay White coming up at Full Gear here, while Christian picks up another win, this time in tag team action. I thought this was a good opener to the show. I would have loved for the crowd to be more invested in it, but what the guys did in the ring, very good work. Everybody working well together. And like you said, everybody feeling like relative stars in their own way, because even though Juice is probably the lesser of the 4 and probably the person that most people said, oh, would take the pinfall in this matchup. He still looked good throughout because it took cheating to get the win over.
Good match. Jay White is one of my favorite watches in AEW. I can't believe how much he works as babyface. Considering I put him up there with fucking the Triple H's and the Randy Ortons as far as heels go. The hook interference is going to be the best example of outside forces tonight. As you will see, the rest of the show, they're going to lose their fucking mind of having schmozzes. But Hook, clean, grabbed his cocksucker, took him out, and we were done with it. I don't know why Jay White was yelling at Shayna, but I found it hilarious. It's because of the briefcase? Is that it? Because him saying Shayna's name felt so weird. I was like, what is going on? Jay's fantastic. He should win this match, but he won't.
I hope he does. He could just move on, and he could be the challenger for Moxley in Australia.
That could work. Oh, no. I don't need to hear about Jay White defending AEW. I don't need to hear Jay White give an I love AEW speech. Good Lord, no. Please, no. If he stays Jay White, sure, it can be fun. He wants the belt because he fucking wants it. But I don't need to hear anybody that. Please don't.
And like, fuck, he's saying, fuck all these AEW dorks. The Bang Bang Gang is battling with the Death Riders now.
Right. We'll do it ourselves. Oh, you bums can get the job done. Do it.
Hey, you were asking an ex-Bullet Club team to join up with against the Death Riders. Well, you asked the wrong one. We're the We go backstage to Renee Paquette, who's outside Mercedes Moné's locker room. She is being very mean to Camille. She scolds Camille. She scolds Paquette as well for even asking a question to her before she gets her catchphrase in. We then hear. She scolds Camille for dropping her $20,000 jacket on the floor and told her to go put it away. She said last week happened because Camille can't drive, as once she left, Statlander appeared in the background and looked like she was stalking Mercedes Moné. She got done with her promo and then turned around to see Statlander. She called for her bodyguard Camille, but Camille was just chucked into a wall, looking like a fucking Scooby-Doo villain. Then Statlander went after Moné. They brawled briefly before Statlander threw Moné into Camille and then spears both women through a wall. I was like, they're like last week. All right, it made a few people laugh. We're gonna make more people laugh by having her spear her through a wall. This is ridiculous. What is going on? I mean, they're making Statlander look like a fucking beast and a badass, which is a good thing. But Camille has turned into a comic book villain. She's turned into Bulk and Skull, and she's Bulk. It's like ridiculous how like ineffective she is as the bodyguard right now. I don't know if you needed to go that far to put over Statlander as the badass between her and Mercedes.
Fucking Camille and Raquel having a fucking war to see who the fucking worst bodyguard is. This bitch runs away. How you keep getting fucked up week after week. What was I gonna say? I was about to say she's like a badass. Really, the two went through paper. What are we doing? Listen. Let's say I enjoyed all this, which I did not. I enjoyed the first half. Mercedes being mean to Camille is so not out of our field. It's so out of the order of the way things should go. It's so fast. But fuck it. It's fun enough, and Mercedes is decent at being an ass. I don't know why. I'll leave that to y'all. I like Statlander fucking up Camille, throwing her into the wall. That was dope. And then they go through the paper. All right. Now, at this point, I'm going, this is fucking stupid. But people might have enjoyed it. But even everybody who enjoyed it couldn't enjoy it for too long. Because they didn't want you to think it was cool and fucking spontaneous and spur of the moment. They go right to a fucking advertisement for the match. What the fuck are we doing? I hate this so much. Why did you have that graphic ready? How better yet? Why is fucking Mercedes here? Why are they here? Like, why are they in the building?
Second week in a row, we don't know why they're in the building, why they're just showing up after the show already started.
This is basic shit here. I'm so annoyed. She could have had a photo shoot. There could have been 87 different things she had to fucking do. She's just here because it's wrestling. Good Lord. I'm so annoyed. At this point, I give up on the show. Is Jen
You
Peppermint
gave
the
up?
most
You gave up already?
I gave up on the show. Is Jen Peppermint the most overrated person in wrestling? They said she has Emmys. Where? For what? She steal Emmys? She a fucking Milli Vanilli ass ghostwriter? What is going on? This is heinous. This is the best use of Mercedes, you think? I'm gonna pass on that.
Oh yeah, I hope not. I hope this is not the best that Mercedes can do because it feels like it's been downhill ever since All In. That you can basically track the demise of how they've used Mercedes Mone from when she had the bad match at All In, and then the demise of where the women's division was at that peak of All In, and you kind of would see parallel lines going down in the same direction.
It is jarring to me. I'm trying to think of the this is not the biggest fumble in wrestling history. It can't be. That's probably like, I don't know. Everybody in WCW after the year 2000. But oh no.
I was gonna say Bret Hart in WCW. That's the biggest fumble of all
from
time.
the start.
Right
away.
That's a big fumble. Steve Austin in 1994 in WCW. That's a big fumble.
Pretty bad.
That's a pretty bad fumble. The NWO in WWE. That's a pretty big fumble.
We're talking about them as a unit, right? It's like Hogan went on to do all right.
Or just the invasion in general. That's
pretty terrible. Yeah, but that's like an idea. Bret Hart is the easiest. You're right. I'm going Bret. I apologize. However, Mercedes is like, we're talking about like modern era. Mercedes up there. Mercedes is fucking up there. And I'm not sure it's Tony Khan. What's not true? I'm not sure it's all Tony Khan's fault. I'm not told. She told us she had creative control. We didn't say that. It's not a rumor. This is not sapping them. This is her coming out of her face to say so. That everything that she stinks is on me. Glad to hear it. This thing.
So you gotta take some credit for all of this. I think she is doing the Tony Khan AEW thinking of. We're just gonna try to make it to the pay-per-view, and then when the match delivers, no one's gonna remember. And she's done this before in WWE, where she's had horrible builds to matches, and then the match is great. No one remembers the build. And case in point, her and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania at 37. That build was fucking trash with Reggie and all that shit. Does anyone talk about it 3 years later? No. They talk about first black woman to main event WrestleMania. The match was great. One of the best WrestleMania main events of all time. That's all you ever hear about Bianca and Sasha. They don't talk about how bad the build to that matchup was. So hopefully Mercedes can repeat history and do that with Chris Statlander.
What was the last pay-per-view match?
Mercedes?
Yeah.
The Hikaru Shida match. At All Out.
And then before that's Britt, right?
Yeah. So she's on a losing streak.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, it's not a streak. At a certain point, like it's
just who she is. But she had two good ones before that. She had her and Stephanie McCare was great, and then her and Willow was great.
I love that. Stephanie McCare and Willow. How'd you pull that off?
You just got like two of the top 5, top 10 women's wrestlers in the world. Oh man, what a shock!
You sound like what you said that. You said like Johnny Drama from Entourage. It's one of my favorite TV characters ever. He goes, I've been consistent in the last 10 years, outside the last 3. I was like,
that
sold.
is a great line by Johnny. Yes. Is that before he gets the calf surgery?
No, this is like, well, this is the first season. It's the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Minus the last 3.
Yeah, it's a pattern here, sir.
No, we're not gonna give her Johnny Drama quite yet. Not quite yet. We got Another super chat donation here. This time from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. We want you to
speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Shivani. What the hell is wrong with you?
Chuck Berry says the best moment of Mercedes' AEW run was when she was attacked from behind and was seen moaning. Moaning erotically.
Jesus.
Quite the sentence.
Oh, what the fuck? What is going on? I'm not sure you're wrong though. That's definitely the thing I remember the most. Relative.
I remember the 2 contract signings. Those were her best promos. The contract signing with Willow and then the contract signing with Britt.
Oh yeah. Right. Her and Britt have a pretty good feud.
Yeah. That was like the anti Bianca and Sasha. Like the build was the best part, not the match. The build was the best part. See, it's all. That's where it goes back to that saying. It's always how you finish, because you see what the legacy of that feud is because of how they finish, and you see the legacy of Sasha and Bianca.
We'll see. I don't see a classic coming up. I'll say that much.
I think Statlander could pull that out of her.
Yeah, they'd be good. She's fine. But she's not Stephanie. She's not Willow. Love you, Stat. She's not. No disrespect.
All right, we're gonna see where she stands. We're gonna see. But thank you for the super chat donation, Chuck. Power Driver Finisher says Jimmy feeling away after watching the Penguin finale. I watched the Penguin finale and I watched your reaction to it as well. Yes.
I've calmed down a lot of sense. I want to say this. I appreciate it. Because over the last, since I've been a fucking 10 years old, this obsession with making villains into anti-heroes has bothered me. It's disgusting. Red Hood, Winter Soldier, fucking Venom is completely a babyface now at this point. Ugh.
I've not watched any of those Venom films, I'll be honest with you.
They're pretty terrible. The first one's terrible in a good way. Okay. But hey, Penguin did not. They did not. They tiptoed towards the line of anti-hero. And then the last 2 episodes, they went nuts. I'm here for it. No, this is a bad guy. This is a bad guy.
I would say outside of X-Men 97, the best 2 like comic book adaptations that I saw were based on villains. It's freaking the Penguin and Agatha all along.
I still haven't seen it, Agatha.
They kind of ruined it with the last episode. I won't front. Unlike Penguin, that's why I'll put. I think Penguin and X-Men 97 is the best 2 shows of the year that I watched.
I'm gonna watch X-Men 97. I'm gonna watch it this week.
Yeah, you need to. But yeah, the Penguin, that was just great. That was great. How he got his win in the end. after freaking trying to gaslight his mom. She's telling him the truth for once. No, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong, Mom.
You're confused.
You're confused.
Yo, what the fuck? Holy shit. This nigga is the worst.
Such a horrible human being. He's been horrible since he was a kid. That whole scene with the mom. Like, no one's gonna love you like I do. Fucking keeping her trapped. Oh my god. We got Frantic World that says, man, it's Britt Baker's fault that Mercedes has been hitting with the fan, hasn't been hitting with the fans, I guess.
Absolutely. Everybody else's fault. Still holding on to hope, huh? She's the savior. Absolutely. Well, you guys learned your lesson.
That is another good example, Alex Powell. Rhea and Charlotte. That build sucked. And no one remembers.
I don't remember.
Exactly. That's why. I was like, you don't even remember the build. Everybody just remembers. Great match at Mania. Oh, okay. Great stuff then.
It was a great match, though. I'm not gonna be rude. Tad overrated. No disrespect. I love Rhea. Charlotte's all right. Tad overrated.
I would say that it's more of a debate of what's the best women's match at WrestleMania. That one's in the conversation, but if you talk to certain like Charlotte or Rhea fans, they'd be like, "Oh, it's not even close. It's Charlotte and Rhea." And I'm like, nah, Bianca versus Becky at 38 was just as great. Bianca and Sasha at 37 was just as great. And I was like, that's probably the 3 that I would put into the mix as far as the best women's matches. Probably the triple threat at 32 with Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha is another one, but or Charlotte versus Asuka. If you want to have a top 5, that's the 5 that's in the question to me.
Yeah, I think it's right along with those. I'm seeing like 5 stars. It's like it's a really good match. Great.
I went 4 3/4. Like, people need to stop acting like 4 3/4 ain't a great rating. People act like
it's not 5.
This is 5 stars. It's not 5, so you shitting on it.
I think I went 4.5.
Fair.
Sorry, Charlie.
Fair. Very fair. We also got a bunch of people who agree that Penguin was awesome. We also got Frantic Girl says Oz got some serious mommy issues. That is an understatement.
Poquito.
He only wants his mom to love him and him only.
So weird.
That's an issue.
Yeah. A lot of boys go through that. They typically grow out of it at 8. And they don't kill their brothers.
It just sat there watching the film like, it's the greatest moment of my life. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's the type of episode after you watch that final episode and especially with the therapy session, you have to now go back and watch every single episode over and you get better context of what his mom is saying to him in different times.
Oh, it's very good show. I can't rewatch it though. I cannot. I had trouble editing it. I was editing it and I got to Vic's speech, fucking trying to hype Oz up to go out there and fight some more. I was like, oh, fuck this.
I hate him. I hate him so much. Why would he do that? I was like, as soon as they sat on that bench, I was like, fuck. Fuck not him. I was like, no one's around. I was like, oh man, you done fucked up now, boy.
Yeah, man.
Got another super chat donation here from Genesis J. Thank you so much, Genesis J, for the support. We always appreciate it here.
Tony Khan, this is also on you, because you can stop this.
Genesis J says, just for the X-Men 97. Check out our other channel, True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment. We did reviews for an episode of X-Men 97. That was probably the most fun I had watching it go in a while, honestly, because it was the nostalgia meets like something new and fresh, and a fresh take on it.
I heard it was fun. I'm gonna watch. I keep saying I am.
You have to. We got another super chat donation here. This time from Will Chisholm. Hey, we're not complaining because we're gonna hear Will out, and we are Will.
Listen up, you prick.
He says Stephanie Vicaire was like, "Oh, Mercedes, you might be cooked. Let me go to NXT." Julia said they got some hitters coming. LOL.
How do you say cooked in Spanish? I'm sorry. The visual of that, her getting halfway through this match and going, "Oh,
so you might be cooked. You might be cooked. I hope WWE's watching. Let me do some shit."
Yeah, it's gonna work out for her. I think she's gone. I'm sorry. I'd pull her up immediately. Not because she's fine as hell. Stephanie.
I think she's going to be the next NXT Women's Champion.
She should be. She's fucking fantastic. I love her. She's great.
Yeah, I think that she would honestly work better if they're going to do her and Julia as a feud. She would work better as the heel.
Really?
Even though Julia, I think, is a great heel, but I just think I trust her charisma to make that transition more.
Okay. Fair enough.
We got Alex Powell who says Rhea versus Becky was disappointing as that build was horrendous with Becky feuding with Liv and Nia most of it. No, I thought Rhea and Becky, the build was the best part of it. The match was the match. I thought the match was very good to great, but am I gonna put it like they were building it up as, oh, this is going to be one of the biggest and best women's matches in WrestleMania history. And it wasn't that.
It was not. I didn't. First, I've never liked when you say something's gonna be the best. That's a weird choice. Why? Why would you care?
Why would you set that high of an expectation on them like that? Like, I always think about the greatest match ever between Edge and Randy Orton. Like,
no way that match was gonna be trashed.
Exactly. No. Don't do that to them.
Yeah, it should have just the two biggest stars in the fucking division, but like a lot. Probably two biggest stars ever in that division. To be fair,
it's true. It's true. We got another super chat donation here from Genesis J once again. Thank you so much, Genesis J. Man, you guys are killing it today. We appreciate the support.
Killer, but don't push me. That's Tupac.
And Genesis J says, that's how I found your channel, by watching those reviews. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Great stuff. He says, got to go. 7 out of 10. LVP, this trash city.
Jesus. 7 out of 10. That's not quite a helmet score. No, I'll let it slide. We'll let it slide.
An helmet score. I'm mad you have to call it that.
Oh, I'm going to call that from now on, I think.
Thank you. Thank you, Genesis J. Next up, we get Will Ospreay coming out to the ring. He is here to call out Kyle Fletcher after his return last week. Tony Schiavone welcomes him into the ring to a huge ovation, especially for this crowd, from the Bridgeport, Connecticut crowd. Ospreay said there's a lot of questions he needs answers to, and politely asks Schiavone to leave after Schiavone asks about Konosuke Takeshita having the international title, because all he wants to talk about is Kyle Fletcher. So he calls him down to the ring. His wish is granted as Fletcher walks out, and he says that Don Callis and the Don Callis family begged him not to come out by himself, but he brought up how Ospreay opted to stay at home and lick his wounds a few weeks when Fletcher called him out. And he says if he lays a finger on Fletcher, the family will make sure he's out longer than 3 weeks. Ospreay says that he's been in those Don Callis family meetings and he knows Fletcher isn't alone. So get whatever else he has planned out. And Fletcher pulls out a screwdriver out of his back pocket. Ospreay takes it and he chucks it out of the ring and it lands perfectly into the mat. Very well done by Will Ospreay. Even his flips with objects land. Ospreay brought up Fletcher living in his home during the pandemic and joining the United Empire with Mark Davis. Fletcher knows Ospreay better than anyone, knowing where he lives, where he works out, and even picking his son up from school one time with him. He says that his missus is not happy about what's going on between them because of that, so they need to talk this out. Fletcher said that Ospreay wants to take credit for someone else's success, while Don Callis opened his eyes to the truth, as Ospreay did all those things for himself like always. Fletcher isn't a Will Ospreay clone, and he called Ospreay selfish and a hypocrite, doing exactly what Ospreay would have done in his position. What he did to Okada, what he did to Kenny Omega. Ospreay told Fletcher to pick a lane. Either he's nothing like him, like when he shaved off his head and said he's nothing like him while he was sitting at home, or he wants to do everything that Ospreay has done or would have done in his situation, and then he's an Ospreay clone. So just pick a lane. He says, sure, he stabbed Okada and Kenny Omega in the back, but before that, he was a 3-time junior heavyweight champion, 2-time Best of Super Juniors winner. What has Fletcher done that's not Aussie Open related? He's done nothing on his own. Fletcher said that it's about what he's going to do, as he wants a match with Will Ospreay at Full Gear. Ospreay says that this is what it's always been about, his 5 minutes of fame on pay-per-view. Since Ospreay's been here, they've been calling him Mr. Pay-Per-View. There's been 4 world champions, and none of them can hold a candle to what he can do. Ospreay accepts the match, and he brings up watching Fletcher shave his head with his 6-year-old by his side at home. His hand was numb from the Tiger Driver he suffered, and he promised to be the one to take this all away from Fletcher at Full Gear. Fletcher said that if Ospreay thought before was bad, it's nothing compared to what will happen at Full Gear. Brian Cage and Lance Archer of the Don Callis family come out to the ring to have his back. Ospreay just laughs and he says that he also got some backup for tonight. In came Mark Davis and Powerhouse Hobbs. A brawl is on between the babyfaces and heels. It was brief as Ospreay took the fight to Fletcher and hit a dive. Everyone brawled to the outside until we get Lance Archer in the ring on his own. And out came Roderick Strong for our next matchup. But I enjoyed this for the most part. It was mostly Ospreay kind of letting everything off his chest after Fletcher betrayed him at Wrestle Dream. We get another match added for Full Gear that I think might steal the show, knowing Ospreay's history on pay-per-view. And I think that it's going to be a huge test, win, lose, or draw for Fletcher. Fletcher probably needs the victory more if you want to make him a guy like immediately. But I want Ospreay to win because I want Ospreay to not dwell too long in the Don Callis vortex like Kenny Omega in the past. What did you think about this promo segment?
Ospreay should go over. He should go over in 5 minutes, but that's not going to happen. So let's say he goes over in fucking, oh, right, Fletcher's his friend. Let's say he goes over in 67 minutes. Whatever. He needs to go over. We don't need any more guys. We don't need to make Fletcher a guy right away. We've got plenty of fucking guys. They don't want to use any of them, but we got plenty of them. You got Moxley, MJF, you got Jay White, you got Christian, you got Hangman, you got Swerve, we have plenty of fucking guys. We don't need a fucking guy. But I guarantee you Fletcher wins this fucking match. Will Ospreay, Hollywood Ospreay, he is obsessed with fucking having his guys all over the program and making me miserable. I am not pleased. This promo was good because Ospreay is really good. He's got the perfect voice. I know some people don't like it. I love it. It's so different from everybody else. It's so tough to understand all of it, but I get enough of it. I get the idea of what he's saying. I can tell he's not very happy.
He's a soccer hooligan. He's a soccer hooligan.
The fuck, bro. Not happy. I got that part. I think Hal Fletcher is the exact opposite. I'm just not, and then you will. Oh shit, God! Please take the mic back. Good Lord. So yeah, I'm in the middle. And let's say it was good. Ospreay was great. Fletcher was monotone, but fine. I suppose we'll call it good. I really don't look forward to this match. We already saw this match. We saw it already. It was 19 minutes long and drove over 100,000 people. What is this, a Young Bucks match? What is this? The fuck? Good Lord. Please. No. Oh, I'm not mad at Ospreay, but nah. I like Ospreay like in doses. Like I like him in big matches. But if I got to see the flips every week, I'm just like, oh, all right. We got it. Land on your feet. Check you out. Ooh, it was going to be this, but it turned out to be that. It was going to be a poison rana, but then you landed on your feet. 5 stars. All right. We got it. Let's move on.
Can't wait the 5-star match with Kyle Fletcher. Another 5 stars with Fletcher.
So what? And then what? It's right back to being a bore. All right.
Hey, Fletcher's been good as a heel. I like the new look.
When?
This heel run since Wrestle Dream.
Oh my God. There was the I'm not going to tell you promo, right? Then it was, oh, my bad. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to babble on for 10 minutes. 7 of them, which are awful, then start losing my mind at the 3-minute mark. And then what? All right, a tag match where he was the 5th most important person. Behind Hobbs, behind Ricochet, behind Takeshita, and behind Ospreay. When is this great heel running that?
He didn't lose.
Oh my God. Ugh. Oh yeah, Priest. That's 2 people I can't get rid of. Fuck.
Why do you? I will say the choice to just go back to Damian Priest. I was like, can y'all give Gunther someone new for the title run? He got to face niggas he already faced. He faced Orton. He faced Sammy. Now he's facing Gunther again.
Oh.
How we repeating? He beat Priest for the title. How we repeating a challenge?
Well, we should have did it on one of them Raws after that fucking SummerSlam. Good Lord. Not like we had a whole bunch to do. Yeah, Triple H is the master at fucking putting something new and interesting and fantastic in your face, and then give you the same old shit you just had yesterday. I hate this. Would you like Punk versus Gunther Survivor Series? Fuck yes, we would. How about Damian Priest? Huh? No, doesn't sound the same. The fuck are you talking?
That's not what I wanted. I don't agree with that choice being the world title matchup at Survivor Series. I don't agree with the Bloodline versus Bloodline match being 5-on-5 because I think it should just be 4-on-4. You're convoluting things.
Yeah, I read the Raw spoilers. I won't spoil any of you who don't want to be spoiled. Yeah, I'm not pleased. And if they were going to do that direction, they shouldn't have. I mean, there's lots of more interesting choices. What's Punk doing? He's got the Heyman connection there. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. Oh, whatever.
Here we are. Oh, and the women's war games. Oh my god! I was like, you
guys
just shoehorned this shit in.
Seriously? I noticed the subtle build up a month ago. Whenever that was, it was like, oh, a lot of these women are interacting with one another.
But literally a month ago, Io Sky was feuding with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. You had Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. They were feuding over the Crown Jewel Championship, and Nia got screwed out of it by Raquel Rodriguez. And now they just gonna work together.
I love that. This could be team each other. That means we like each other. We're friends now.
They didn't have no issues. They were trying to screw over their opponents.
I didn't know that you were in the world. I know you don't consider women people, but yes, quite a few black women on the show. I know you and Swerve done a great, but I'm gonna disagree with you there. I want to say black women count just as much as black men, if you don't mind. I'm here to help.
Yeah, you are not here to help.
I'm gonna make a fucking conglomeration. It's gonna be Frantic World, Swerve, and Leo Rush, and Uncle Ruckus as my group of. I'll be nice.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Anyway, next up we had Roderick Strong and came out to attack Lance Archer after Archer was a part of the brawl with Ospreay, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Mark Davis. The match starts with a fun brawl to the back area. They fight back into the crowd. We get Brian Cage shows up and he after Roderick Strong, which leads to Matt Steven and Mike coming out for the save. We get brawl with Bennett and Cage brawling away while Archer is taking care of Taven. He gives Taven a choke slam onto a couple of security guards outside the ring or in the crowd. Then they fight back. Roderick Strong fights back, and he eventually hits a big jumping knee, leaping over the barricade for the quick pin in this one. Archer losing in just about 6 minutes. It was of the matchup here. Roddy Strong picks up his third straight win in the gauntlet laid down by MJF for Full Gear. He takes the mic and he says, Max, at Full Gear, this all ends and he will take care of him. He's going to finish his ass. And this leads to Konosuke Takeshita coming out from behind and attacking Roddy Strong. He beats him down until Adam Cole charges out. They slug it out and they brawl to lead to our next matchup. But any quick thoughts on Roderick Strong getting the win over Lance Archer here?
Do we have Lance Archer on our fucking dropped balls list? Balls.
I don't know if we put him in the top 5.
Oh no, he can't be top 5.
Yeah, I think he's the top 10. He's the top 10 AEW fumble. That's for sure.
He's the top 10 guy. Yeah, he's got some charisma by himself. I keep forgetting. Because he's just a squash guy. Match was fine.
He's a beat jobbers just to lose to the stars guy.
It's so annoying. Oh, we had Wardlow. Trust me, he was number 1 with a bullet. I was arguing with people the other day about Wardlow. Dude, I think Malachi Black's top. No, stop it. Not close. It's not close. Wardlow's in the league zone.
It's not Wardlow.
Yeah. This is fine. I can't wait to see this triple threat match pay per view because there's no way they have called this match. Because nobody wants to see Roddy Strong versus fucking MJF. No way they're doing that.
I don't know, dog. We've been talking about it last couple of weeks. There's these fans turning on Adam Cole. This felt like Like Tony being like, I hear y'all. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to take him out of this matchup here. So speaking of which, Adam Cole, baby, was up next against AEW International Champion Konosuke Takeshita. These two guys, I thought, had pretty good chemistry with one another. I like the opening to the matchup with Cole coming out to his music and beating up on Takeshita until he finally clotheslines him over the top rope. He does the boom in his song and then does the Adam Cole Bebe pose while his music is still going. Eventually, Takeshita comes back in and the music finally stops. He wants a Panama Sunrise, but Takeshita levels him with the wild world-class elbow strike in midair as we go to picture-in-picture. Back from break, we get Cole with the Ushigoroshi neck breaker for a near fall. He tries for a super kick follow-up, but Takeshita is able to get out of it, and eventually he works really hard to get the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Did it go quiet for anybody else, or was it just me?
Now I went quiet. My mic must have cut out here. Sorry,
Gotcha.
guys.
There we go.
I was a little confused. I was like, I don't know exactly what happened. I mean, the match was ridiculous, but not enough to just leave. Takeshita. I wasn't stick around for Takeshita. Not so much Adam Cole.
Cole hits a pump kick and then an enziguri. He tries to lower the boom, but Takeshita catches him, hits a big German suplex. He hits a roaring elbow. He wants a brainbuster, but Cole quickly counters into a brainbuster to the knee, the last shot. We get Cole wanted the Panama Sunrise once more, but Takeshita was able to counter. He swung Cole into a bastard driver, a power German suplex, and then a massive lariat that turned Cole inside out, but he kicks out at 2. Takeshita missed the big knee, and he leapt into the Takeshita line, but Cole catches him in midair with a super kick. He finally does hit the Panama Sunrise. He drops his knee pad to look for the boom, but Takeshita rolls out of the ring. He grabs the Dynamite Diamond ring underneath the ring, punches out Cole, and gets the 1, 2, 3. We see that MJF is shown in his home laughing maniacally as Takeshita showed off the Dynamite Diamond ring with the referee not looking. Takeshita picks up the victory here. We get Roderick Strong sprints out and tries to attack Takeshita after the matchup, who hits a punk kick low. He puts back on the Dynamite Diamond ring and he goes to punch out Roddy Strong with it this time. But Kyle O'Reilly comes down with the steel chair to make the save. We see Takeshita bail out up the entranceway where Ricochet meets him. He hits a big super kick to the face of Takeshita, and then he raises the AEW International Championship, further teasing a potential title match between the two after Ricochet pinned Takeshita last week in the main event. And then back in the ring, we see Kyle O'Reilly actually shaking hands and embracing Roderick Strong. But when Adam Cole extends his hand to shake hands, O'Reilly just walks away and leaves Adam Cole basically hanging. What did you think about the matchup here, Cole versus Takeshita, and the result with Takeshita getting the win over Cole to deny him his matchup with MJF at Full Gear for now, and then the post-match with Kyle O'Reilly?
I can't imagine if you had never seen Adam Cole. You started watching AEW 2023, we'll say, the middle of it, I suppose. Nobody ever. But let's say that happened. And all you hear about is how great Adam Cole is. And then you put on the last few matches, but this one in particular. And people have told you how great Adam Cole is, all-time great. And then you watch the match and you go, wait a minute, this Japanese guy is so much better than Adam Cole. What are you guys even babbling about? This makes no sense. And yes, in the year 2024, our fucking Lord, there is no comparison between Takeshita and Adam Cole. Not comparison between Takeshita and most people, to be fair. But there's no comparison between Takeshita and Adam Cole. No disrespect. It is what it is. And I really do not enjoy the way Cole is used as a babyface. Because he's got to be strong. And him going fucking band for band with Takeshita is silly. I'm sorry. This giant man going toe-to-toe with this clearly sick yellow man is insanity.
He's sick yellow man.
Huh?
Why does he have to be sick yellow man?
He's clearly emaciated, and he is yellow. He does not have a proper spray tan at all. It's yellow. Spray tan is supposed to be fucking orange or brown. This nigga is yellow. I'm sorry. And then who gives a fuck about getting the band back together? That's another thing. Only person excited was Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone. Who gives a fuck about the undisputed whatever the fuck? Good Lord. What year is this? Why must we go back to shit people didn't give a fuck about the first time, really? I'm sorry. I know you all have fantastic memories of it. Yeah, it was 12 of you. Give a shit about 2000, whenever the fuck NXT. Who cares? Are you fucking serious? Or ROH too? Who cares? You wrestle in front of 13 people. Who gives a fuck? Are you serious? I mean, acting like this is the Horseman or some shit. This is insane. What are we talking about? Get the band back together. Hogan, Hall. No, nigga, it's just 3 fucking RH guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? That's the thing, Annika. They have to half-ass it because it is in of itself half-assed. No disrespect. They're going to take over the company? Who cares? They're not. They're just another one of the 75 groups in this fucking place. Who gives a fuck? They'll fight with Jericho's group and we'll all move on. Who cares? Jesus. There's too many people here. There's too many people here. Where's Adam Cole on the depth chart? He might be 12 or 13. That's how you know there's too many people here. Enough. Time to start cutting some people loose. And then
who's your first cut? Who's your first cut?
Matt Jackson, my first cut, always.
No, Matt. we can't allow you to do cuts.
I know. I won't cut Matt Jackson because Nick will have an attitude about it, I guess. So we won't do that. But we're gonna cut Jungle Boy. We're gonna cut Adam Cole. I'm sorry.
We can't just put him in a different position.
No. Adam Cole's too important to be put low. I have more respect for you than that. Let you go somewhere else. NXT champion. Please. Please and thank you. We gotta cut. I'm not gonna cut Kyle Fletcher because I think he might be able to be something down the road. So we're gonna keep Kyle Fletcher around. I can't cut Swerve. He is very talented despite his beliefs. That might be it. That might be it for you. Oh, Collision. I forgot about Collision. We're just gonna banish these bums to Collision. Adam Cole, the Bucks, Kyle Fletcher, all of them. To Collision you go. Make it work in front of 300,000 people. Make me some money, my money back, please. Thank you. Mercedes, Britt, to Collision you go.
Jesus.
All my bad investments, to Collision you go.
There's the Jimmy Macram booking of the day.
I'm sorry.
Renee Paquette welcomes the Hurt Syndicate backstage and asks Bobby Lashley about his match at Full Gear with Swerve Strickland. MVP cuts Paquette off before she could ask if Lashley is prepared as he puts over Lashley and asks how it feels to potentially end a young man's career at Full Gear. Lashley said he will make an example out of Swerve and will hurt him. MVP said they'll be watching Strickland's match later tonight. Any thoughts on this?
Well, this was fine. This is the last time I'm going to hear from Bobby Lashley. Like, at all. It wasn't bad. In fact, he was good. But, again, he's one of the few people who we don't even know if he's a draw or not. So let's pretend like he is and not overexpose him like we did with Sting, like we did with CM Punk. We're going to hear from Sting. Oh, my God. Do we have to? He's not going to say anything. Here comes Lance Archer. What the fuck? Huh? Just enough. We don't need to hear from Lashley every fucking week. We shouldn't even see him until the pay-per-view. Please. And after pay-per-view, we shouldn't see him to the next one. Leave Lashley alone. He's like Thanos. I'm only here to fucking kick somebody's ass that you can't kick.
Fair. We go back to the arena and we see that JD Drake has stumbled out from the back. He's being worn out with the steel chair by Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. We're told Drake was supposed to be competing later tonight, but the Death Riders have ended that. John Moxley and Marina Shafir storm out through the crowd. Shafir forces a cameraman into the ring as they are sieging. They're seizing the Superstation TBS. Moxley.
I forgot about that horse shit. That's why I was annoyed. What the fuck does that even mean? This is the same shit they do every week.
I don't know. That's why I said, I was like, why did they have to call it this? Moxley took the mic and said that he's been thinking of Orange Cassidy the past few days. How Chuck Taylor is drinking his food through a straw because Cassidy wasn't able to save him. Wheeler Yuta belongs to Moxley because Cassidy wasn't able to save him. The pressure is building for Full Gear, but Orange is cool as a cucumber with his hands in his pockets. Moxley will make an example out of him at Full Gear, brutalizing him, stomping his face into hamburger meat so badly his own mother won't recognize him. Everyone who calls themselves a contender will run and hide as they will do whatever the hell they want because they have the power. This leads to Orange Cassidy's music hitting and outcoming the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. He calmly walks out before being joined by Mark Briscoe and Rocky Romero of the Conglomeration. Cassidy says hello. He agrees with Moxley. It's all because of what's in the briefcase, the symbol of AEW. It represents all of us. Everything pro wrestling can be, the AEW World Championship. They can fight all over the place, but the only way to win the title is by wrestling. As despite not liking to do anything, he's wrestled the most out of everyone and anyone in AEW. And he reminds Moxley how he beat him before as well, and he will do it again. Orange said that Moxley brings up playing chess and brings up removing pawns before he can take the king. So next week, he's wrestling Wheeler Yuta one-on-one. Moxley said that we'll see if Cassidy has the guts to pull the trigger on Wheeler next week. Come Full Gear, Moxley has one message to anyone who wants what he's got. Abandon all hope. The Death Riders were going to retreat through the crowd, but out of nowhere came Darby Allin wearing a pink kind of like Sting mask as he jumped out of the stands, did a big dive on Claudio with the bar sign over it. I think that was a shot at Claudio as well. And he attacks. He goes after Claudio Castagnoli. Orange, Rocky, and Britt and Mark Briscoe, they join in the fight and brawl with the Death Riders. We get Moxley and Shafir bailed to the back and went to leave in their truck. Minus, they were going to leave Wheeler Yuta. They got in the car. They got the engine going. They was about to leave Wheeler's ass when Darby leaps into the bed of the truck. Him and Claudio start brawling as Claudio gets out of the driver's seat, picks up Darby, runs him right into a garage door. Then he does the fucking swing and launches Darby into the garage door head first. Claudio got back in the truck as Yuta finally leaped into the bed of the car of the truck, and the Death Riders drove off as the Conglomeration were checking on Darby Allin, and he was screaming for Claudio to come back and fight him. The promo, not good. It wasn't good this week. It was nothing new. It was basically the same promo that Orange cut to make the challenge to John Moxley. What Moxley said was nothing too different from everything else he said in his great promo work that were usually starting off the show. So the promo, not much to it. The brawl, that was fun once again and kept the vibes of the wild chaos that we've seen from the Death Riders as of late. But honestly, it could have came a lot sooner, and we cut like 5-6 minutes off of this, and it's a better segment.
Yeah. We didn't have all that fucking madness with Takeshita and Cole and them earlier. This would have hit harder, but that's what the whole show's been. And on top of all that, this really illustrates to me how much of a misstep fucking Orange Cassidy is as the first opponent. I don't care that he's the face or the soul or the mascot or whatever the fuck you want to call him with AEW. I don't care. Darby is clearly number one, the bigger star at this point. And number two, they're way more interesting character. Darby goes against these guys perfectly. And he doesn't make the group like a joke. We've gone from 70-30 comma to 55-45 comma because this thing is just about over. I'm sorry. Moxley's group, DOA, dead on arrival. This thing is almost done. I'm sorry. I could maybe let the Orange Cassidy thing slide. I can maybe let the Dark Order thing slide. Then it's Dark Order and fucking Private Party. And then it's Chuck Taylor. And then it's J.D. Drake. What are we doing? These are some bitch-ass niggas. I'm sorry. At a certain point, you can't be badasses if all you attack are bums. And they continue to attack bums on the highest order. This stinks. The Darby part, as you said, easily the best part. Darby's so exciting. He's out of his fucking mind. He's willing to take a serious. He's the only person that makes him look dangerous. Claudio gets out of the truck like he's annoyed. He's never concerned. He's annoyed that somebody's jumped in the back of his truck. All right. He grabs his cocksucker and just sways him to the fucking gate. Enough. And leaves. Jesus.
And Darby's back up. Darby's back up.
Right? How cool is that? How cool is that? What the fuck are we doing? The NWO shows up and goes after fucking Ice Tray or fucking
He said Ice Tray.
Psychosis. Like, what are we doing? No, it's Luger and Sting and Macho. Why are we fighting J.D. Drake? What are we doing? Good Lord. Especially when Cole and Ospreay are doing fucking nothing. Fucking nothing. No disrespect to the great fucking Kyle O'Reilly and Kyle Fletcher and Roderick Strong. No disrespect. But they're doing nothing.
Alexander says Claudio telling Yuta to shut up had me in tears. Yeah, when Yuta was trying to toughen up when Orange challenged him, and Claudio just looks at him. Shut up.
Shut up. Nobody's fault. Shut up.
Yes, you are. You're there, boy. He's subservient to everyone else in this group.
Crazy.
Like you went from just one guy being your mentor, now you got 3, 4 of them. Even Marina be talking shit to this thing.
Right? Seizing the superstation.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. They should not. I will give that to the promotion. The promotion. They were trying to come up with something clever to continue to take over, but if this was the plan all along, then nah, y'all shouldn't have even said anything
at all. Why is the company advertising these psychopaths trying to ruin this fucking place? What? Why is that a good idea?
And why would you promote them ruining the station that you're on?
God damn it.
Like, it should have just been Moxley has plans for the Superstation. But even that's not paying it off with what we got.
No.
They just bullied a cameraman. That's all they did.
Yeah, by the way, I love how they were fine this whole time. But now fucking Claudio and all these people hate cameramen. Why? When did this start? What the fuck are we doing? Good Lord.
Annika says that was a TK move. We need a stupid name to what Moxley has been doing for the past couple of weeks.
You're probably right. Fucking alliteration. Seizing the Superstation. Get it? Starts with S. Shut up.
Seizing the Superstation. He just points to his head like,
oh, are you fucking serious? Yeah, this is over. It all comes down to fucking TK can't. I'm not sure if he used to watch much wrestling at all. Nobody they say he's like this wrestling guy, but I'm not sure he's seen anything outside of like indie stuff. Like he's heard the NWO, but he's never actually seen it. He doesn't know why that actually works.
He didn't live through it.
You don't advertise them.
Alexander Fitzgerald says Mox could have actually seized the TBS Superstation boost some fake numbers to make the ratings look good for his segment.
Oh shit! Yeah, they haven't looked great the last couple of weeks. I mean, the ratings generally look great, but like his has been like right in line with the rest of it. There's no draws in this place. It's just MJF and Kenny Omega. Sorry, it's over. They're probably doing the right thing by staying away.
We need Kenny. We need Kenny to save us.
Oh, he'll be back. Him and the Bucks and them. Sure.
all together.
Save this place.
Riding in the sunset. We got Annika says, love Claudio, let him win in the C2. That's why I was kind of disappointed in that Darby and him was going to be on next week's show. I wanted to see more of what Claudio can use his strength to kill Darby. Last week it was him throwing him into the ring post, and this week we got him getting thrown into a garage door. I wanted to see what was next.
They don't give a shit with the ratings anymore. Shocking. What happens when you reward bad behavior? Who would have thought? Fucking disguise left you fucking
because they got their money. They're like, we don't give a fuck.
I love that. So are they cashing out? Like they don't want another one?
You know,
another one down the road?
That's what I would be thinking.
I assume we're done with the Fox thing. I assume. There's no that you can show Fox what you've done, right? Hey, look, this is what we do. You should give us money. And then they go, no. you book like you don't give a fuck. What the fuck are we doing? Oh, well.
It's like, no, thank you. They're like, no, thank you. we thought about it, but no, thank you. Alexander says, TK, let's chat GPT. Book for him. TK, type in chat GPT. Top 10 ideas for a Mox segment. Number 10, Mox sees TBS Superstation.
Like, what the fuck? Who calls it the Superstation anymore?
I don't know anyone who called it the Superstation.
What? I remember that being advertised. I was like a kid. They still call it that?
I guess so. I don't think the Mox in the Death Riders is over, but it will be if Tony.
Oh, it's not over. Completely quiet. Not over at all. It's completely quiet when they come out. I agree. Not over at all. Oh, you mean like finished? Oh, no.
They get heat. They get heat. Just not in Bridgeport.
Really?
Bridgeport don't give a damn.
They didn't get heat last week either. This thing's done.
Did.
Let it go.
Yeah,
it was fun.
They got heat last week.
It was fun for a while.
They got heat.
I was excited with you. Wasn't I excited about Mox and them? I loved it. This was great. We was jumping in cars. This is cool. Now it's over. It's fun. It's like it's a summer fling. It was cool. Now it's over.
It lasted about a month. He's just giving examples of Jimmy's love life. About a month, he gets bored with them, and he's done.
Oh, Jesus.
Exactly. Renee Paquette is backstage with the Ring of Honor World Champion Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree. She asks if Chris Jericho accepts Tomohiro Ishii's challenge for the Ring of Honor World title in 2 weeks in Chicago on the Thanksgiving Eve AEW Dynamite. I wonder who predicted that. Jericho says that he has a soft spot for Ishii, as they've known each other for nearly 30 years, while Ishii was a young boy who carried his bag and washed his back in the shower. Jericho has always been a star. Jericho brought up their match 2 years ago in Chicago on Dynamite, one of his favorite matches of all time, and accepted the challenge. Jericho said that he's gone on to bigger and better things since their last matchup. The Nueve and ROH champion mentions Jay Briscoe as a former ROH world champion that he will represent, before Brian Keefe said that Jericho will blow Ishii's dumb ass away. But in better news, we got also in 2 weeks, besides Jericho versus Ishii, the AEW Continental Classic will kick off in 2 weeks' time. And this will be the biggest judge of if is Tony Khan really cooked completely with this bookie. Because if you can't book the C2 as well as last year, then it's all done. It's all done. Then I'll tap out. I'll consider this done as well.
Oh, I think you're like, we stopped doing this. I was like, ooh, that sounds fun. Whatever. I'm down for the Continental Classic. I thought it was great last time. I thought it was very well done. For that. Yeah. We'll see. We shall see.
We shall.
They won't care about the ratings when they come on Max. Who said that for the world? Was that Uncle Dave? It sounds like an Uncle Dave take, who doesn't understand how ratings or numbers work at all. Do you think they can hide Max? Like there's no numbers for Max at all? You think fucking HBO doesn't know what the numbers for Max looks like? They can't just pick up a piece of paper and go, oh, doesn't you watch the fucking thing? I love that. I'm not getting the case yet. It might be Uncle Dave. I'm getting Jimmy Khan's case just yet. That sounds like Uncle Dave talking. Oh.
There we go. Alexander says, all this talent now that are healthy, the C2 better be booked and stacked.
Like with who?
Huh?
Like with who? Ospreay? You want Ospreay in there?
Takeshita.
Okada's going to be in it. You know Okada's going to be in there. Okay.
Takeshita. Ricochet.
Oh, no Ospreay. Ricochet.
Shelton Benjamin.
You pick one or the other. I wouldn't mind Shelton being in it. He would take more losses than I would fucking like, but I wouldn't mind Shelton being in it. I'd put Hobbs in there. He'd be my big guy.
Mm-hmm. Buddy Matthews.
Yeah. He'll be my lost guy. Sorry, buddy.
He'll be my lost guy.
Yeah. And then one more guy. Is that 6? How many guys in the
only one? That would be, I think, yeah, 12.
All right. Listen, it'll be fun. I'm going to enjoy it. But, Bandito. What? Oh, moving on. Moving on with life. Sorry. Bandito's fun. Come on, man. Your time is back.
He said, moving on.
Yeah, come on.
Next up, we get Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. in her first matchup since last month on AEW Dynamite. She's going up against Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford came in and had a little energy to her, energetic effort by her. A couple of moves that just didn't work out too well in this one. But in the end, Penelope Ford tries on the Muda lock on Britt Baker, but Britt is able to reverse it into the lockjaw, getting the tap out victory, winning by submission here. It was just a fine. It was kind of just a dare match. Post match, we get Serena D, who comes out and seems like she's talking trash and challenging Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. after their matchup in Pittsburgh in October. So it looks like we're gonna get something between these two ladies once again, but it's two ladies that aren't over. So yeah, this didn't boost my hope for the women's division at all.
What are we doing? It's 2024. Serena Deeb and Britt Baker. Listen.
After you just did it. You just did it.
You fucked both of them up. You refuse to get behind Britt at the very least. I mean, not Britt. Serena at the very least. This feels very rampagey. Never thought I said about Britt Baker before. But yeah, very rampagey. We got a Britt Baker shirt. It's the only AEW merchandise to have. And it's over.
No, Mariah May is not hurt. She's just been over on Collision most of these weeks. They're kind of trying to make her kind of one of their anchor people for Collision over the last couple of weeks. Like she's facing Anna Jay in a no DQ rubber match on Collision this week. It's Jimmy. Oh, I was about to say, are you frozen?
I am. She's the women's world champion. What do you mean? Good Lord. Why was
it? Hey, they got Mercedes. They got Mercedes on Dynamite.
And the secondary champion. It was fucking not nearly as good as Mariah May is in the year of 2024. Sorry.
The year of our Lord 2024.
Yeah. AEW had 10 minutes of women's wrestling on all 3 shows combined. I've heard not a word about this until you said it, big man dogs. It's wild. That is gross. That is heinous. That is.
Oh, when was this? Last week?
Yeah, apparently so.
Nah, I think that's a lie. I mean,
I haven't heard anything from the frantic worlds of the world about this. I know he doesn't consider black women people, but you think women be people in general. A little disappointed.
That's a lie because I know for a fact that woman's title match
last
was
week
longer.
Or the week before that.
Was
last week? Or the week before. Last week.
Oh, now
okay.
That. Trying to save grace, I guess.
Jesus. I don't care if it was 30.
No. He's actually right because the Anna Jay and Mariah May matchup was on last week's Collision, not this past week. Yeah, this past week, yeah, they had about that. He's right.
You talking about you love your black queens, Frederick World? This is not true. You were just asking if there were any black women on the fucking pay-per-view. There's like 107 of them, and you're any black people on there? What are you talking about? Come on, man. Knock it off. Don't fool me. It's okay. It's okay. There's like a whatever to it. It's like at the top, there's a spectrum. At the top is Malcolm X. At the bottom is you and Swerve. And you gotta be somewhere on the spectrum there. And you're on the bottom. It's fine. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. You're my brother regardless. That's what my mom told me. You gotta love all your people regardless, David. All right, whatever. Sure.
Oh, look at you using the real government name.
Well, that's what she said. I'm not gonna lie about what she said. That's what she said.
Fair. We do have another super chat donation. Thank you so much, King Ellie Show. Appreciate you showing us some love here today.
Weapon in hand too, and Blackpool Combat Club, they better wear out Kenny as long as they can. Hangman's gonna come out here.
Heading back to that soon.
King Ellie Show says, "Go back to Roman." There we go.
That was wild. That was wild. That's how quiet it was in there. This motherfucker said something. It was quiet. He said something. It was quiet afterwards. Just a whole bunch of people just waiting to see if things gonna happen. Shit.
Is he gonna call him a fucking asshole like he did the last time someone was badgering him from the crowd?
I mean, you said it, Frantic World. What do you want from me? You keep saying you're not Triple H. He only seems to have a problem with the men. You get a problem with the women. That's wilder. Double discrimination.
There we go.
Double discrimination.
Renee Paquette is backstage with a returning Mina Shirakawa, who says that she's missed Mariah May so much and can't wait for their champagne celebration after she defeats Anna Jay on Collision. Harley Cameron then walks in and pounds the champagne glass, saying that some say that Shirakawa is the Harley Cameron of Japan. She challenges Shirakawa to a match on Collision, saying that they should go tit for tit and made the best woman win. They start doing shimmy, simultaneously shimmying. Paquette tries to put a stop to it. Excalibur said now Paquette knows how he feels when he's sitting in between Shivani and McGuinness. The segment was fucking... This probably arguably one of the best moments of the night because Harley Cameron is AEW's answer to Chelsea Green. She's always entertaining whenever she's on the screen.
She's fucking great. I can't believe how much I enjoyed this. That was way more fun than it should have been. I just had a blast. That was really good.
She said tit for tit.
I don't know what I want from Mina. Maybe this. This works for me. I liked it.
I'll see you on Saturday. Yes. I love Mina Shirakawa. I love Harley Cameron. So this was a segment for me. Just put more of this. More of this. More of this, Tony. Less of everything else. But we go to the ring next with Swerve Strickland coming out to face Leo Rush.
The most dangerous wrestler on the planet. Absolutely. Let's see what happens. This shouldn't last more than 2 minutes. Let's go.
Leo tries for a springboard and Swerve dodges out the way. Leo backflips to the floor, but Swerve is right there with them and does a front flip over the top rope, leading to a stare down between the two men. Leo rakes the eyes of Swerve, but Strickland targets the midsection. We get Strickland wants the Swerve stomp, but Leo did a handspring into the ropes, crotching Swerve as we go to a commercial break. Back from break, we get both men fight on the apron where Swerve hits a big boot and then rolls back into the ring with a suplex. Strickland measured Leo with a diving uppercut and then did his little shimmy dance. We get Rush manage a misdirect Spanish fly for a 2 count. He tries for a leaping Hurricane Rana off the announce table, but Swerve looked for a powerbomb only for Rush to leap out onto the steps and hit a poison Rana that was vicious. We get a low diving tope suicida, and then back inside the ring, we get the final hour frog splash for a 2. Bounce back stunner countered from Swerve. He wanted the big pressure as Rush rolled through into a pin. He held on to the ropes to cheat, but Nana pointed it out. We get an Insecurity connects, and he wants another Poison Rana, but Swerve is able to reverse the Poison Rana into the big pressure to pick up the 1, 2, 3 and the victory here in what I thought was a good matchup. Post-match, Swerve gets on the mic, and he says now that he's back, he says that everyone wants to use his equity and his accolades to make a statement. Leo tried tonight. Shelton Benjamin tried a few weeks ago, but he's going to keep reminding people whose house it is, as the fan said, Swerve's house. While their match at Full Gear, he has that right now. He wants to fight him right here, right now, tonight in Stamford, and calls out Lashley. They were in Bridgeport. The Hurt Syndicate music hits, and out comes MVP and Lashley to the stage. MVP said that he wanted a fight with a Syndicate member. All he had to do was ask. The crowd is chanting, "This is Bridgeport," to correct Swerve at this point. Lashley took off his jacket, but MVP says they're here to teach him a lesson, that there's strength in numbers. Shelton Benjamin attacks Swerve from behind before tossing him to the feet of Lashley outside the ring. He starts propelling Swerve into the barricades back and forth repeatedly. Lashley went into the ring after Prince Nana and launched him into the corner before he crumbled outside of the ring as they beat up Swerve, a 3-on-1 attack, holding back Nana, making him watch as Lashley puts him in the Hurt Lock, and he leaves standing tall after taking out both Nana and Lashley here. I like the matchup, like I said, Swerve and Leo Rush. The post match, I don't know if you. I think you could have just had Lashley come out, brawl with Swerve, and he gets the better of it. The 3-on-1 and the sneak attack from behind, I think it's not building Lashley up as the world beater that he should.
This is over. It's done already. That's fun. How long this last 2 weeks? Last year was dope for 2 weeks. And now it's over. He needs help to beat up. I've already fucking had a match as Swerve. What are we doing? 10 minutes for Leo Rush. Swerve in 10 minutes for Leo fucking Rush. Nigga, Swerve's not the biggest motherfucker in the world. He stands a full half foot taller than Leo Rush. What are we doing? Why are we going 50-50 with Leo Rush? Isn't this the most dangerous man on the planet? Ain't that what he keeps saying? The most dangerous wrestler in AEW. You keep telling me that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a guy. And now Lashley's going to go 50-50 with just a guy. This is insane. Steve Austin and Takamichi Noku going 10 minutes. Are you fucking serious? I do not understand. How long did that Austin Spike Dudley match go? And he was the heel.
To look it up.
I don't know. Just off the top of my fucking head. I remember that one. I remember Triple H and Taka. I remember a bunch of these big star versus bum matches, and they don't go 10 minutes. No disrespect to Leo Rush, him or his distinctly not black wife. None of these matches go 10 minutes, and that's fine.
Why does that matter?
Yeah. I'm just telling you why him and Swerve get along. You might not have had this information. I'm here to help. I am disgusted. This is a terrible fucking idea.
I mean, I wouldn't have booked it this way. Like I said, I would have booked it where Lashley comes out, he faces off with Swerve on his own, and he lays him out on his own.
Yes. Lashley's a big deal. Lashley feels like the biggest deal to come here in a while. Yeah. And he already doesn't because he needs help. He needs help to be the guy.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go he doesn't mean anything or it's over for him.
I didn't say he doesn't mean anything. He just means as much as everybody else does this fucking place. He means as much as Hangman, as much as Swerve, as much as Adam Cole, as much as Takeshita. Nobody sticks out from the fucking crowd. They're all just various levels of the same guy. Everybody's 50-50. Leo Rush. What's the difference between Leo Rush and fucking Bobby Lashley? What's the difference? Now, you might say a full foot. You might say 150 pounds. But what's the difference that they both can't beat Swerve on their own? What is the difference exactly? Explain it to me. It makes no difference. Not even a little bit. I hated this. This made me sad. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. This is not even hard. This isn't even difficult shit here. Swerve has a match coming up with Bobby Lashley, who's been treated as this fucking Omega level threat. Swerve should murder this cocksucker, no disrespect. Murder this motherfucker. And then Lashley should come out and murder him. He's like, oh my God, can Swerve do anything with Bobby Lashley? Tune into the pay-per-view to see.
Or if you still wanted them to do, because it was a 10-minute match, and that's fine. I think there's a way to do that if you have the Hurt Syndicate not get called out and they come out and they're the distraction that leads to Leo Rush going on offense and this being a harder job for Swerve than it needed to be. There's ways around it that they could have done, that they did.
I don't know why we need to make this match long at all. Why are we trying to give Leo Rush a push? Didn't he leave? Fuck, we trying to give him some love.
Now we can't give him a push because he left before?
I'm trying to knock you on the push because what the fuck are we going to do with him?
He could be a competitor.
For what? Yeah, for not Swerve, for not Lashley, for not Hangman, for not MJF. You can be a competitor for fucking Commander. What? Why are we having a 10-minute match for fucking Swerve? I'm so confused by this. Like we're not pushing Leo Rush. So why are we having a 10-minute match? He doesn't have the match with Lashley pay-per-view. I'm not wrong about this. It is Swerve and Lashley, right? It's not Leo Rush and Lashley. Why are we giving him all this offense on Swerve? I don't understand. Oh, I forgot about the code. Yes, no more 50-50. We're squashing everyone. Stop telling me Swerve is dangerous. I don't believe you. He's not the nigga burning houses. I don't believe you.
I don't think this is as egregious as when Swerve went 50-50 with Dustin Rhodes at World's End last year.
No. Only way to save all this nonsense, because that's what it needs. It needs saving now. I'm sorry. Because if Lashley goes more than 5 minutes with fucking Swerve at pay-per-view, he's even with Leo Rush. That's what you're telling me. So the only way to save this, because it needs saving, is Lashley has to squash him. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to hear it. Lashley
What if it's a Brock Lesnar versus John Cena squash? That went 13 minutes.
You know what? But... Yes, because that was an actual murder that we were seeing. Because I couldn't. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is amazing. You want to do that? Where he just beats him up for fucking 15 minutes? Sure. Sold. It won't save it, but it'll make it better. It's a Robitussin. If you want surgery to get rid of that cancer you got, it needs to be a squash. 3 minutes, in and out. Malachi Black and Cody. The first one. Not the next two. Good Lord.
We go backstage to Renee Paquette, who is with Jamie Hayter. And she asks her, what is next after her win over Penelope Ford last week? Hayter said it's a good question as she's come back to right some wrongs. She's corrected some of them, but now she's thinking of one thing. And before she can let us know what that one thing is, the camera cuts to dark and we get another Julia Hart vignette as she awakens from her bed after being shot in the heart with an arrow in the first vignette on Collision. And we hear Brody King calling her, saying that it's time to come home. Julia realizes that the phone is off the hook and that the wire has been cut, so she doesn't know how Brody is calling her. Then she goes into the bathroom. She tries to wipe her face, but she's having freaking manic outbreaks in between it. Then the red light shows from her bedroom window, and she receives a hat, the dark hat of the House of Black. And we see kind of the vision of her back in the forest again with her whole House of Black attire. As she walks to the mirror and screams once again, and she puts her in her black hat and steps outside of the window. I enjoyed this. Because I was like, ooh, Julia Hart versus Jamie Hayter. That actually got me interested. I'm interested in that.
Hayter was cutting a great promo. And then she got interrupted. Whatever. As far as the vignette goes, you've ruined the gimmick already. I'm sorry. You can't put the genie back into the bottle. I heard Darby say him and Brody King used to hang out and do shit and whatever. You're not spooky anymore. You're just a guy. So all Julie's doing is she's an art student. And this is a really cool fucking short film, I guess. You're not scary. This isn't spooky. This isn't weird. You're just fucking making videos. You fucking weirdos. I'm sorry. I'm fine with it. But no, the gimmick's dead. The gimmick died a while ago. You have a horror movie. What is this? Oh, cool. Good job. The cinematography was brutal. Yes, good job. But you ruined it. You ruined it. For what? For a Darby Brody King match. I don't know. All right. Whatever you say.
It was a choice. It was a
Certainly.
choice for sure. For sure.
Wait,
All
what
right.
about Julia? We have Julia Hart win the first match back, right? So she has to beat Jamie Hayter, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So they could prolong Jamie Hayter getting back into the world title scene even more.
They're gonna try to stretch this shit. till England.
Or Julia smart enough to wait till after she wins the title.
Oh, there we go. My guess is they're gonna stretch this till England. When is that? August?
Yeah. That's Forbidden Door.
That's my guess.
What, it'd be Jamie Hayter versus Julia Hart then?
Whenever England is. Whenever that is. No, that'd be when Jamie Hayter wins the belt.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that. That I could see. That I could see, unfortunately. We get the AEW World Tag Team Champions Private Party making their way to the stage to watch the upcoming main event of FTR going up against the House of Black, the Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi Black and Brody King. We get various "This is awesome" and "Fight Forever" chants throughout this one. This is probably the loudest the crowd got for a match the entire show. Was the main event here. FTR took a sip of Private Party's drinks before heading to the ring, so they had that liquid courage for this one, and they were feeling themselves at different times in this matchup. You get 1 point, Cash Wheeler does a tope suicida to the outside to Malachi Black, and they both do freaking grunge rock and sleeping pose. We get FTR kept Black isolated, and FTR pretty much were the heels in this matchup because they built to like the hot tag for Brody King. Brody King came in, not wasting any time, running wild with strikes and shoulder blocks and chops, punishing Wheeler and Hardwood. He does corner clotheslines and splash. We get an overhead throw on Wheeler as Hardwood was sent into his partner in the corner, and he hits the double cannonball on both men, only getting a near fall. King wanted a superplex on Wheeler, but Hardwood saved his partner, allowing Wheeler to try for a sunset flip, with Hardwood hitting a diving clothesline for a double team powerbomb diving clothesline combo for 2. Black pulled Wheeler outside and sent him into the steps as Hardwood ate a pop-up knee from Black and Brody, who allowed with a moonsault to the floor on Wheeler as King hit him with a big sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. The match broke down as Black was sent back outside, and King sent to the corner. FTR wanted the powerplex, but King got his knees up on the splash, and then Black hit the double stomp on Hardwood for another near fall. Dante's Inferno was blocked by FTR as they sent Black into King and connected with the Shatter Machine on Brody King, but Black was able to pull Hardwood outside. Hardwood takes out all the men on the outside with a tope suicida after FTR took out Black with the spike power driver. We get Black and Hardwood going at it for a bit before Black hits his big King Kong lariat twice. He only gets 2 near falls on that one. King couldn't believe it. It looks like he's going for a big power bomb, but then he just says, fuck it. And he locks him in a sleeper hold, a rear naked choke. Hardwood is just passed out as the referee calls for the bell. Referee stoppage finish as Brody King picks up the win for the Kings of the Black Throne to move on to Full Gear, where they will take part in the 4-way for the AEW World Tag Team Championships with the champions Private Party and the Outrunners, as well as the winner of LFI versus the Acclaim this Saturday on Collision. Big win for the House of Black, probably their biggest win in a couple of weeks now or a couple of months now. Brody King looking strong, looking like a dominator in this upset win as they actually showed respect to one another, House of Black and FTR, as we close the show. What did you think about the main event to this show, FTR and House of Black? I thought it was a great main event. By far, spoiler alert, the best match on this show.
Great match. I think that's it. I ain't gonna hold you. Great match. So what? I'm trying to be positive.
You weren't surprised by the finish? I was surprised that House of Black won, not only won, but won that dominantly.
I thought you You picked the upset for somebody. Who'd you pick as an upset in this 4-team, whatever the fuck?
I think it was LFI over Acclaimed.
Right. I did pick FTR to win, but so what? I'm sorry. First challenges for private party is always going to be a rough go of it because we're going to imagine going to keep the belts, and it's not exactly like FTR's been on fucking fire recently. I must say I am unimpressed. I mean, I guess Micah always impresses me in the ring. He never goes half-assed to me. I enjoy all his work.
I will say sometimes he does look like he's got that Britt Baker face on of he wants to be what he used to be. But this was good Malachi here.
Really? Man, I watch Collision, so you could be right. Yeah, this is good. All this is good. But I really don't give a fuck.
That's fair.
That's true.
Fair. For the 4-way, I think most of us are going to predict Private Party to win the 4-way, but I thought this was a big win for House of Black. I did not expect them to get the win yet.
Big win. There's no big wins of FTR anymore. There's none. Sorry. No disrespect. I know some of you kids are too young to remember this, but there was a time when FTR was the most popular team in AEW. It's very true.
You said it like an old man. Like, it was a time when these boys were the baddest dudes on the block.
I used to pop big when it came out. That goofy ass music, which I still love. But that was a while ago. This thing's over. This thing's been over for a while. That's a shame.
They need to turn heel.
Yeah. Yeah, help.
It's been 2 years. 2 years. I feel like 1 to 2 years is usually, unless you're like an all-timer in your role, heel or babyface, 1 to 2 years, that's all you need. And then you need to freshen things up because they're going to get
Agreed. But, I mean, where are they on the tag team, like, totem pole? They're behind the Private Party, obviously.
The only team I would say is probably higher than them is the Young Bucks.
It's a goddamn shame. One man is higher than two people. It's wild. But hey, fuck it. Fuck it. Oh, I just want to ask you. Was Jungle Boy and what's his face? Garcia on Collision? Are they on Collision?
Yeah. They listening to you.
Jungle Boy. And I'm missing Jungle Boy. I have noticed he has not been here and the quality's gone up. I was just wondering where he was. That's all.
He was on 2 weeks ago, He was on that show. Getting yoked up by Daniel Garcia.
Yeah. If you want to bring him back to do that, sure. Shit, we do that. I can't even I'm down.
He's like, I can't even lie to you. I like it.
Please and thank you.
And yes, Alexander, I've been saying this for a few months, ever since the FT Runners united, that it feels like a group or an alliance that specifically made for when they want to pull the trigger on FTR turning heel. Now they have a team that they're close to that they can turn heel on.
That's fair. I'm down. I probably wouldn't buy it to anybody else. People love the Outrunners. I don't know why. People love them. So fuck them. Let's fuck them up.
They're a good founder to get fucked up. But we've made it to the end of another edition of AEW Dynamite this week. We appreciate y'all. If you've been with us for the ride this week live, if you're watching us on demand, we appreciate you as well. Remember to drop the thumbs up if you haven't already. And, of course, final call for Super Chat donations. Appreciate everyone who showed their support throughout this edition of AEWramble. So final call for that. And, of course, in the chat, let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP. Out of 10, what did you give the show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for me and Jimmy for the November 13th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs in the middle across the board from both of us. Out of 10, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Jesus. That's what I was going to give it. And now that feels high.
Oh my God. This guy.
Yeah. Fine. I'll go for 6.5. was
Fair,
not watching this episode.
We're on the same page there. Your match of the night?
Main event.
Main event by far, best match on the show. I like Swerve and Leo Rush, but I can understand why Jimmy did not. MVP for the show.
I don't think I want to give it to Mina and Harley Cameron, but I might have to. No, I'm gonna go with Will Ospreay. I mean, he was the only person that brought it promo-wise this episode.
Yeah, I'll give it to Will Ospreay and Harley Cameron. They made the most out of their promos.
Jesus, everybody went lower than we did. See, I knew it.
No, you just got big man dogs who went really low.
This motherfucker went 6. I knew it was close to a 6, then a 6.5. I knew it. I felt it in my bones.
Peer pressure. LVP for the show.
Tony Khan, as per always. The wrestlers on the show did their job, or they tried to at the very least. What can you do? If they tell you you're going 10 minutes with Leo Rush, you're going 10 minutes with Leo Rush. What do you want? He did his job. Ugh. So annoyed.
I'm so I think it's funny how much you hate that.
Terrible.
But
Booking 101.
But yeah, I gotta give it to Tony Khan. This wasn't the best paced show. This did not. Let's call LVP though. I'll give it Tony Khan and then Mercedes Mone and Camille. Like I'm all for making Statlander look like a badass, but not to the point where you are expending one of your biggest female stars and a future star in Camille. It's a little much. It's too much.
Future star, Camille. What?
She could be a future star, but now she's feeling like Wardlow post Double or Nothing. But Jimmy, that brings us to the end of another edition of AEWramble. Want to let everybody know where they can follow you and when they will see you again.
Oh, you'll see me here next week. I don't really want to see you guys until next week. I can hold you. Jericho and Mercedes. A lot of people in Mercedes' case. I mean, yeah, it was ass, but her performance wasn't ass. The writing was ass. You know what? Never mind. I apologize. Creative control. You know what? I'm slipping. I'm getting too soft.
Jen Pepperman.
Indeed. At YouTube, at Jimmy Macram, where we watch TV shows and movies, including The Penguin, which just got blocked actually, but I'm working on it. I'm gonna get it unblocked.
They did.
They did.
You gotta clip it more.
So much, yeah. We'll see, I guess.
Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best place to support us when we are not live here. I think I will be live tomorrow for our NJPW Stardom Historic Crossover preview. We probably drop in on the Patreon our World Tag League preview. But for sure, I will be back on Saturday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. So join us for that, where we'll talk all about this week in wrestling with last night's Dynamite, with NXT this week, Raw, and much, much more. I got to catch up on NXT. I still haven't watched NXT this week. I took a week off after the nostalgia of the ECW show. But I'm going to watch that so we can talk about it on Saturday. So join us for all of that. Join us for much, much more. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been AEWramble 172. Fear the House for the November 13th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite. We are signing off until next time.